Assalamualaikum. I hope that every student is doing good. It's the third online class of maths, Unit 1, Quadratic Equations. And the topics for today are equations reducible to quadratic form and radical equations. Equations reducible to quadratic form. This topic was previously discussed in online class. So today we will have a brief revision of these once again. We have such type of equations which have the characteristic of being reduced to quadratic form. For instance, in exercise 1.3, question number 12, the equation is 4 into 2 raised to the power 2x plus 1 minus 9 into 2 raised to the power x plus 1 equals 0. This is a complicated equation. Why? Because some terms are raised to complicated exponents, like 2 raised to the power 2x plus 1. Such type of equations are difficult to be solved because of complicated exponents. So therefore, we can reduce this type of equations into quadratic form for convenience to facilitate oneself. So let's go ahead. Let me tell you here that this is product sign, dot sign. This is not decimal here. What is the difference between decimal and dot or product sign? The decimal is on the line, whereas the product sign is above the line, means it will be between the two digits. In your book, this is written on the line. That is due to typing error. So you have to rectify it. Here you can see that 2 has two powers, 2x plus 1. You can separate the powers like 2 raised to the power 2x into 2 raised to the power 1. As we have done last year in laws of exponent, that when base are same, power can be added. If you write this base 2 same, so 2x plus 1 can be done again. And the rest are written as it is. Why you have done this? For ease. 4 into 2 can be 8. 2 raised to the power 2x is written as it is, and this all are written as it is. Now you can see here that this term is complicated and this term is complicated. The rest are just numbers. So we can convert these complicated terms into easy term, like we can let it equal to a single variable y, this 2x. When we square this y, so it will result in 2 raised to the power 2x. So hence equation number 1 becomes 8 as it is. Instead of 2 raised to the power 2x, what can be written? Y. 9 as it is. Instead of 2 raised to the power 2x, y can be written, then plus 1. Now we have an equation which is reduced to quadratic form. Now we can easily solve it by factorization, by midterm partition. We have to find such numbers that by multiplication it gives 8, and by addition and subtraction it gives minus 9. So here 8, 1 is 8, and 8 plus 1, 9. Minus sign, this sign depends on this. So minus will give plus. So therefore here minus sign. Here we have taken 8y common and minus 1 common. Now we have both the brackets same, 8y minus 1 and y minus 1. This both can be equal to 0. So one value of y will be 1 and the other value of y will be 1 upon 8. Make sure that you are not going to wind up till here, because we are not going to find the answers in terms of y. Rather we have to find the answers in terms of x. So we can put the value of y into the equation where x exists. So instead of y we can put 1. 2x is written as it is. Here we can see that from where this 2 raised to the power 0 has come here. As we have to find the value of x, now we are stuck here and we cannot find the value of x. So what we will do? We will try to make base same, because we are concerned with the power. So we can here make the base same. If I write 2 raised to the power 0, and we know that any number raised to the power 0 results in 1. If I write 3 raised to the power 0, again I can write 1. But why I am choosing 2 raised to the power 0? Because here is 2. So when base are same, power are also same. So x can be equal 0 in this regard. Next, again we have another value of y. So we can put this in the equation. Y instead of y, 1 upon 8 can be written. 8 can be factorized into 2 raised to the power 3. When we will bring it up, so it will give in negative according to laws of exponent. And so the value of x will be minus 3. This is the solution set 0 and minus 3. Next is question number 16. And the question is written here. We can see in the question there are 4 brackets. It will be very complicated and very lengthy if we will multiply all these 4 brackets, because this round bracket shows multiplication. So we will apply a trick here, a shortcut method, that is that minus 1 and minus 2 will give minus 3. Minus 8 and plus 5 will also give minus 3. So therefore these 2 pairs can be met and these 2 pairs can be met. This type of question we have done in grade 9 as well. So we will multiply this 2 bracket and we will multiply this 2 bracket, and the result is here. We can add the like terms 2x and x, 3x, 5x minus 8x minus 3x. Here we can see that when in 2 brackets we have some similar terms. So those similar terms can be let equal to one variable y. So we have let these 2 similar terms equal to one variable y. Instead of this I have written y, instead of this again y is written, and we can now, you can see here that this lengthy expression or equation has been converted into a short equation. Here y and y can be multiplied, y with 42 with y, 42s are 80, and we have this equation. 40 and 2y will result in 38y. When we will add this, it will give plus minus minus 280 will be the result of this both. Now we can again see here 3 terms, and it can be solved by factorization, by midterm partition, that by multiplication it gives 280, and by addition and subtraction it gives 38. So 28 into 10 can be the numbers here. Okay, then again we have made pairs, and we have taken common here. So the result is y minus 10 and y minus 28. We have 2 answers of y. Now again we have to put these values of y in the equation where x exists in order to find the value of x, because our original equation is in x variable. We have put the values here. Again midterm partition, 5 2s are 10 and 5 minus 2 gives minus 3. Again x is taken common, 2 is taken common, and we have 2 answers of x. Here another value of y is 28, and we have put in the equation. So again midterm partition, 7 4s are 28, and minus 7 plus 4 gives minus 30. Again we have taken common, we have made pairs, we have taken common, and the result is the 2 values of x, 7 and minus 4. We have written all this in solution set. Why we have 4 answers here? Because we have 4 brackets in question here. Like if you multiply all this x, so it will give x4. So I told you earlier that when the equation has the power 4, if it will be of degree 4, so it will be having 4 answers or 4 roots. Next topic is radical equations, and the exercise is 1.4. In this exercise we will come across such type of equations in which radical exist, or we have some radical expressions, like you can see in question number 3. And why we have to solve these radical equations? In order to find the value of x. So let me tell you here that we cannot find the value of x until and unless we eliminate the radical. So for eliminating this radical, we can take square, because square is the inverse of radical. But before squaring, please make sure that you combine the terms without radical to one side of the equation and radical expressions to one side of the equation. Because if you will directly take square here, so it will result in the formula where the radical sign cannot be eliminated then. So therefore you have to put it separately. Okay, squaring on both sides, we have taken square here. Square and square root can be cancelled, and this will be the answer here. Please, you can see here that whole square is here, so you have to apply formula here, a square plus 2ab plus b square. Then you have multiplied this, it gives in 24, then 3 3s are 9, and these are written. Now like terms are 24x and 13x will give in 11x, 9 minus 14 minus 5. We have to find such two numbers that by multiplication it gives you 80. Why? Because 16 into 5s are 80. So 16 and 5 are the numbers. 16 minus 5, 11, and 16 minus 5 are 80. Plus sign from here, and y minus sign, plus minus will give you this minus. 16 is taken common here, minus 5 is taken common here, and the result is two values of x. 5 upon 16, 16 is being multiplied here. At that side here it is divided, and this is the solution set. But let me add here one thing which is very important, that in radical equations there are the chances of extraneous solution to occur. Why? Because when we take square on both sides, so it affects the equation and it may result in extraneous solution. This act of squaring on both sides result in extraneous solution. Extraneous solution is that type of solution which does not satisfy the equation. That if you put that solution in the equation, so the equation will not be satisfied, therefore those solutions are given the name of extraneous solutions. So in radical equation, checking is a must, so we have to go for checking. So here is the check. You have to write the original equation, then you have to put the values or the answers of x that are found. X is equal to minus 1, you have put instead of x minus 1, and as a result you can see that both sides of the equation are not equal. It means the equation is not satisfied. So we can say here that minus 1 is the extraneous solution because it has not satisfied the equation. Whereas 5 upon 16, if you put here, it will satisfy the equation. Due to limited time, I haven't done this. You have to do it for confirmation, but it will satisfy the equation. Next question is question number 11, and the equation is written here. Here we can see two expressions along the radical sign. This type of equations, if you will solve it directly, it will be very lengthy. So therefore you can see that if two terms are similar, you will let it equal to a single variable y in order to facilitate yourself. So x square plus 3x, instead of this we can write y, and again instead of this y is written. Now we can go squaring on both sides. Here already the radical expressions are one side of the equation. Here it doesn't matter that because we have two terms in with radical sign, so here you have to apply the formula. Then taking square on both sides, it will be what, please don't cut this square with this directly, because this means that you have to write this whole bracket 2 times and then multiply. But multiplication is a lengthy process, so the alternate of multiplication is formula. So a plus b whole square, a square plus 2ab plus b square. Here you can see here this is the result of multiplication of these two, and y plus 4 here written, 25 as it is. Okay, like terms y plus y. How many y? 2y. Don't write y square because you are counting the number of y. So how many y? 2y. 9 and 4, 13. Then plus 25 is written with 13. It will be minus 25, and this is written here plus 2, and at that side of the equation it will be then minus 2. Okay, this will result in minus 12. Now for ease or for simplification, we have taken 2 common, y minus 6, and this is written. As I told you that radical expression should be at one side of the equation and simple terms should be at one side of the equation. So 2 should be shifted from here and it will come with division. Please don't write this with addition sign because 2 and radical there is multiplication sign. So it is done here till here. Let's go ahead. Okay, again I have a radical here, so we have to eliminate the radical in order to find the values of unknown variable. So we have taken again a square here. These questions are very lengthy, but these are easy questions. Again a minus b whole square formula, and this is done. Okay, multiplication is done here and all these terms are brought to this side of the equation. Here is 0. Then y is cancelled, and then 36 and 36 are cancelled. 13y and minus 12y, this results in minus 25y. We have to find the value of y, so minus 25 is shifted to that side of the equation. Again, between 25 and y we have multiplication, so therefore it is divided here. This is the value of y, but we are supposed to find the values of x, so we have to put this in equation where x exists. We have put here, instead of y 0 is put, and we have this as answer. X is taken common here, so x has two answers, 0 and minus 3. This is the solution set. These are some questions explained and done from exercise 1.3 and 1.4. Almost all the questions of 1.4 are similar to this part, so I want you to go for homework of this week with exercise 1.3 and 1.4. In case of any confusion, you can ask for additional support. Thank you.